Right now at noon, a man suspected in a campground shooting is arrested after being on the run for nearly 2 weeks. Plus, with Election Day just 5 days away, how both candidates are focusing on the West as unions look to get folks to the polls in Midwest battleground states. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us on a Thursday afternoon, and happy Halloween. I'm Josh Sprider. We begin with first warn weather. Parents should prepare for cool and windy conditions this Halloween. We're also dealing with a few sprinkles out there. Let's head to the weather patio where first warn meteorologist Kelly Slifka has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. And holy wind, Kelly.
Yeah, you can probably hear it just really humming through these trees. We actually are getting our patio set up for the trick-or-treating. You want to catch that at 4 o'clock when we'll have a lot of kids coming through as well. But yeah, you're going to have to dress appropriately. The good news is we're pretty much done with the rain. You can see the line of rain that we had moved through fairly quickly this morning has moved over to Lake Michigan. Most of that moving away from our area, so we should expect dry conditions. And boy, did we get walloped with rain in Madison, nearly 2.5 inches of rain. Lone Rock 1.6, Monona had nearly 2 inches of rain. Further south and east you went, amounts were less. Stoughton picking up about 3/4 of an inch, but we all got some welcome rain. Temperatures right now are dropping. We were in the lower 60s last hour. We're dropped down to 57. Even behind this front, southwest sustained wind at 17. That will be gusting up to 40 miles per hour at times. That's why we do have a wind advisory from basically Madison, Dane County areas to the east because some of these gusty winds. These are the actual sustained winds, 22 miles per hour in the Dells and also Lone Rock, 28 in Janesville, Watertown and Juneau currently at 25 mile per hour sustained winds, gusting to 43 right now. That's the highest one we can find currently in Janesville. Here in Madison, though, it's getting up close to 40 as well. So it's going to be a blustery afternoon for us with these gusts to near 40 miles per hour right into the evening hours, and temperatures will continue to fall. We're falling now at the noon hour, falling into the upper 40s by the time the kids are out there trick-or-treating. We'll get back into some sun and less wind tomorrow. So we're at 57 in Madison, also Middleton. It's dropping even further down or off to the west in Mazomanie down to 54, Mount Horeb at 54 as well. So expecting some blustery conditions with those temperatures continuing to fall through the 50s into the 40s later today with those gusty winds. We are looking at a pretty decent day tomorrow, but it looks like we're setting up for an active weather pattern later this weekend. We'll talk more about it coming up.
Really going to have to hang on to those trick-or-treating bags this afternoon.
Yeah, everything's just going to be blowing all over the place. Leaves, everything, that's for sure.
All right. Kelly, thank you. Well, right now, a man suspected of shooting another man at a DeForest campground earlier this month is in custody. Online records show 33-year-old Micah Riggins of Madison is in the Dane County Jail. He is charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide and possessing a firearm as a convicted felon. The charges stem from an October 20th shooting at the Madison campground located on County Highway V in DeForest. Police allege Riggins fired a pistol several times during an argument, hitting another man in the lower body. The man's injuries were not considered life-threatening. Prior to the shooting, Riggins was charged with fleeing, eluding an officer, and resisting or obstructing an officer. This afternoon, a Madison teen is in police custody after the death of an infant in a bathtub. Officers responded to Independence Lane near Easttown Mall for an unresponsive infant on Tuesday. First responders attempted to save the baby's life but were not able to. Detectives learned the baby had been left unattended. Officials arrested an 18-year-old for child neglect resulting in death. That investigation is ongoing. After visiting Wisconsin last night, both Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Trump are now heading west. In Green Bay, Trump climbed aboard a Trump-branded garbage truck, trying to capitalize on a comment President Biden made about garbage, even though Biden clarified that he was not referring to Trump supporters. At the rally in Green Bay, Trump also tried to make inroads with women voters.
Whether the women like it or not, I'm going to protect them. I'm going to protect them from migrants coming in. I'm going to protect them from foreign countries that want to hit us with missiles and lots of other things.
Meanwhile, Vice President Harris rallied in 3 states, including Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, where she outlined her economic plan. Today, she responded to Trump's comment.
It actually is, I think, very offensive to women in terms of not understanding their agency, their authority, their right, and their ability to make decisions about their own lives, including their own bodies.
According to data from the University of Florida Election Lab early voting tracker, 60 million votes have already been cast nationwide. Still ahead for us on a Thursday afternoon, a big change is coming to Starbucks next week. Plus, a look at the scary good deals being offered this Halloween.
The other side is lying to scare you.
Truth is, Joan Ballweg is a champion for women's health care
She fought hard to expand healthcare access for postpartum moms.
and supports access for IVF and birth control.
We're voting for Joan Ballweg because she votes for women like us.
I know plenty of you and you're rich as hell. We're going to give you tax cuts?
I'm sick of these billionaires always getting the tax breaks while working people get screwed. Trump is a reverse Robin Hood. He wants to steal from the working man like myself and give it to the rich. Kamala has a plan to end price gouging, make life more affordable for working people, because she fights for us. I'm Steven, I'm not rich as hell, and I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Garage doors are what, number 3 on return on investments right now? A new garage door can raise the value of the whole street, really.
Let us show you the difference a new precision garage door can make.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
I'm Elizabeth Grabby, and this is home. Whether it was saving our family farm, starting my small business, or standing up to utility rate hikes, I've learned to solve problems by bringing people together. And right now, we have some real problems to solve. Corporations jacking up prices, and extreme politicians banning abortion. I'm Elizabeth Grabby, and together we can bring down costs and protect the right to make our own medical decisions.
I think we're probably spending too much, throwing too much money on our southern border.
Last month, fentanyl killed my childhood friend. Drugs and criminals are pouring into our communities because Tammy Baldwin voted to open our border and defund our police. I moved here from New York to protect my family, but Tammy's bringing her New York values to Wisconsin. Tammy Baldwin is dangerous.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
I'm Tara, a nurse here in Wisconsin, and my patients don't want politicians like Eric Hovde making their healthcare decisions. He means what he says about opposing reproductive rights.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
And there are forces in Washington who want to pass a nationwide ban on abortion. And if Hovde gets elected, I worry he'll support that ban that could turn nurses like me into criminals. We need to vote against Eric Hovde.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
One call, that's all.
مكتب محاماة جروبر مكالمة واحدة هذا كل شيء.
جروبر 律师馆一个电话就够了. محامية جروبر hal mar nasawa. Oficina Gruber Law. Una llamada nada más.
Ufficio degli avvocati Gruber. Ci vuole solo una chiamata.
No matter how you say it, it's always one call, that's all.
Sarah Kieski, she supports lifting revenue limits, allowing property tax rates to skyrocket unchecked. Kieski's backers want to ban natural gas to heat our homes, driving utility bills through the roof. That's Kieski's record, expensive and extreme.
The U.S. economy grew 2.8% last quarter, boosted by strong consumer spending. That's down slightly from the 3% posted the previous quarter, but slightly higher than economists had predicted. A big change is coming to Starbucks next week. The company says starting on November 7th, it will no longer charge customers an extra fee to substitute non-dairy milk such as almond, coconut, oat, or soy milk to drinks. Starbucks says this is one of its customers' most requested changes and should save coffee lovers more than 10% on their purchases. And today is Halloween. Multiple eateries are giving out some scary good deals. People who show up wearing their Halloween costumes can get a free donut at Krispy Kreme or a free cookie at Insomnia Cookies at participating locations. Chipotle reward members who wear a costume can get a $6 burrito or another entree. There's no costume necessary to get a free treat at Johnny Rockets or Elevation Burger with promo code. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
At the noon hour, here's your stock report. The Dow is down 197, NASDAQ down 417, and the S&P 500 also down today, 82. Pam is watching today's egg prices straight ahead, and Kelly is tracking the first warn forecast. Then later on Live at 4, Dr. Zorba Pastor on brain changes in lifetime cannabis users.
I think we're probably spending too much, throwing too much money on our southern border.
Last month, fentanyl killed my childhood friend. Drugs and criminals are pouring into our communities because Tammy Baldwin voted to open our border and defund our police. I moved here from New York to protect my family, but Tammy's bringing her New York values to Wisconsin. Tammy Baldwin is dangerous.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
Rebecca Cook believes our parents and grandparents should be able to age with dignity. In Congress, she'll vote to strengthen Social Security and Medicare by repealing the tax on benefits, lowering the eligibility age for Medicare, and allowing Medicare to negotiate lower drug costs so our seniors get the prescription drugs they need at prices they can afford. Rebecca Cook, a homegrown Wisconsinite who fights for what's right. Project 218 is responsible for the content of this ad.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion, yes or no?
There has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah.
And the punishment is real. Women denied care, unable to get pregnant again, traumatized, scarred for life. Young women who didn't need to die. Now 1 in 3 women live under a Trump abortion ban. And if he's elected, everyone will.
There has to be some form of punishment.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
We know what Joan Ballwig wants to do. Ban abortion and birth control. That's it. That's her plan. Sarah Kieski is focused on bringing costs down, and she has real plans to lower the cost of healthcare and housing, prescription drugs, and to cut your taxes. So if you want a candidate focused on banning abortion and birth control, that's Joan Ballwig. For everyone else, there's Sarah Kieski. She's running for state senate to finally bring costs down.
Growing up here in southeast Wisconsin, hard work and getting things done are in Brian Stiles' DNA. It's why Stiles is recognized as a problem solver in Congress. He's fighting for Wisconsin families every day, combating high prices at the grocery store and gas pump. And Brian Stiles is protecting Social Security and Medicare because you've earned it. Brian Stiles, getting it done for southeast Wisconsin. Fair Shake is responsible for the content of this ad.
We count on gasoline to power our cars, our tractors, our way of life. So why is a city slicker from Miami, Elizabeth Crappie, okay banning gas-powered vehicles? Extremists like Crappie want to eliminate fossil fuels, robbing hard-working families, farmers, and small businesses of their vehicles. Miami Liz's radical ideas hurt our families and our main streets. Don't let Crappie get away with it. Born and raised right here. Todd Novak is our independent voice for common sense, protecting our way of life.
National Democrats have been a disaster. Higher prices, open borders, making our communities less safe. They can't run on their record, so they try to distract you by lying about abortion.
Here's the truth. I oppose a national abortion ban. Early in a pregnancy, women should have the right to decide. We should allow for exceptions. And finally, the people of Wisconsin need to decide this issue, not politicians in Washington. I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Welcome back at noon. Let's check in now. Pam Yonke from the Midwest Farm Report. Happy Halloween, Pam.
Why is it that the wind's got to get crazy and the weather's got to go nuts when the little kids are trying to get out and about this year? I know, no kidding. Well, at least they're not dressed in snow pants, which is something that does happen in Wisconsin. So, yeah, happy Halloween to everybody. Beautiful colors on the East Coast. I wanted to share a few more pictures from our travels, this time to Martha's Vineyard, where Barbara Ronchetti has decided that she wants to introduce people to alpacas, island alpacas. Beautiful scenery that those little rascals get a chance to enjoy. That's high-value land, as you can imagine, on Martha's Vineyard. But Roncalli says that it's all about trying to help people stay connected with where their food comes from, in this case, where their fiber comes from. Her high-end bred alpacas have been award winners. She spends the extra time and attention to actually bring them off the island for some competitive events, but mostly they just enjoy their life on their farm, about 19 acres on Martha's Vineyard, where people get a chance to visit, learn more about these interesting little animals. I thought it was kind of funny. All of us on the farm tour looked like we were a bunch of older farm 4-H kids out there for county fair. Everybody got an alpaca. We all got a chance to lead them around, and it was a wonderful experience. Island alpacas, if you're ever headed to Martha's Vineyard. So today we are focused in a little bit more on what's going on with the wrap-up of the harvest, although there are still about 1 million acres in northern Wisconsin that have yet to be harvested. So although you may see bare fields in southern Wisconsin, that's not the case farther north, and that gets to be an issue, especially with these changing weather dynamics. I got rainfall reports anywhere from 1.7 inches rain to over 3 in our Channel 3 viewing area, but you go farther north and that can kind of turn into some heavy wet snow that could turn into an issue for tail end harvest. We'll just wait and see what happens, and again, keep those rainfall reports coming my way. Ooh, tough day, about as chilly as the wind today. Barrel cheese dropped 6.5 cents at 186. 40-pound black cheese down a nickel at 184. Double A butter today up another 1/4 cent at 2.70 3/4. Josh, I was talking with a dairy analyst this morning, and she said some of what we're going to see today, tomorrow, Monday, just the market's jittery in front of the election on Tuesday.
I suppose, yeah, just a few days away, and all eyes right now are on that big piece of candy bar that I'm going to have tonight, Pam.
Well, if you run out, let me know, because I bet I'll have a few left.
Oh, we're doing full size this year too. The parents are probably going to hate us, but the kids are going to love us. So
they'll remember where you are.
Yes, they will. All right, Pam. Well, you have a wonderful Halloween. We'll talk to you later.
We'll see you later.
Well, the weather might be more of a trick versus a treat this Halloween. First Storm meteorologist Kelly Slifka is out on the patio. Kelly, you holding on for dear life out there?
Well, I'm thankfully protected here on the patio, and we actually have it set up. We just have been setting it up this morning and this afternoon we're going to have trick-or-treaters here at the patio at 4 o'clock, so want to tune in for that. All right, we got the rain that we needed, and take a look at this swath of 1 to 3+ inches of rain. That area from Dubuque, Platteville area, up into parts of Iowa County, western Dane County, and also up into Columbia and also in northern Dodge County. So that's where the heaviest swath was, and see some pretty hefty totals of over 3 inches on the north side of Madison overnight. And that is some good news. This is the latest drought conditions report. Everybody in the entire state at least has moderate drought conditions. You see that darker brown shading near the Illinois border. Severe drought conditions. Now, this does not include the rain that we had last night, so hopefully this rain helps that, alleviate that. We got more rain in the forecast next week as well. Here's the storm right now. It's just wrapping up right over the Badger State. And yes, your eyes do not deceive you. That is snow falling for the Twin Cities. So yeah, those kids, remember the Halloween, I think it was 1990, when they had over a foot of snow up there? It's not going to be a foot of snow, but they do have winter weather advisories because of that. In extreme northwestern Wisconsin into the Twin Cities metro area, just kind of a sign of things to come, some of that colder air wrapping in. We're sitting at 56 now, but we've dropped about 10 degrees in the last hour, while it's dropping through the 30s in Minnesota. Some of that colder air is going to be wrapping in as we go through the afternoon hours. So these temperatures will just continue to tail off, be well down into the 40s for the trick-or-treaters, and the winds are going to make it feel much colder than that. So make sure the kids bundle up, headed out for Halloween. That 47, that may be overdoing it. We might be down to about 44, 45 degrees. Looking at our wind gusts, we're expecting these wind gusts 35, 40 miles per hour. They will continue through the afternoon, even into the evening after dark. Probably not really going down until after midnight, and that's when we should see these wind gusts start to come down. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies, maybe a sprinkle for the trick-or-treaters, but I think we're done with the rain. The main story is this wind and obviously falling temperatures throughout the afternoon hours. As we go through tonight, we're actually going to clear out after midnight. May see some patchy frost, but there's going to be enough wind that I think that'll mix things around, so we're not expecting widespread frost waking up tomorrow morning. But sunshine tomorrow. Thankfully, we're done with the wind. We've been dealing with wind all week long. We're not expecting much wind for Friday, but it is going to be cool. Right now, 56 in Madison. It's 61 in Jaysville, but noticing these temperatures now down to 47 in Prairie du Chien. So some of that colder air wrapping in from the west. Even across Dane County, you're seeing the changes. 60 right now in Rockdale, while it's 53 in Cross Plains, Sauk City, down toward Mount Horeb. All right, we got that blustery day today. Temperatures falling through the 50s. We should be down to about 34 tomorrow morning. We're up to 50 with sunshine. Pretty decent Saturdays. We rebound back in the upper 50s. Sunday looks like kind of a washout, quite a bit of rain expected. And then we warm back in the 60s with more opportunities for more rain early next week before it turns drier by Wednesday of next week.
Well, if your leaves aren't down yet, they will be down after this wind.
I know people have been trying to rake all week. It's just a lost cause.
That's a mess. All right, Kelly, thank you. Well, today Howard has a suggestion on what to do with the leftover Halloween candy in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
It's Halloween, and in just a few hours, you'll probably be passing out candy to all the kids in the neighborhood. And if you have kids or grandchildren going trick-or-treating, ask them for a few candy bars when they get back, so you can make a cheesecake that is, pardon the pun, to die for. We started by beating together some cream cheese and sugar until it's creamy before adding a couple of eggs and some vanilla. Then we crank up the beater until it's all well blended. And now for those candy bars that we set aside, we chop them up and stir them into the batter. And as for the kind of candy bars, those can be whatever you like. I think the gooier they are, the better. Once that's mixed, we pour it into a store-bought graham cracker pie crust. All that's left to do is bake it off and then chill it until it sets up. I like to dollop each slice with whipped cream and finish it off with a few extra candy bar pieces for an over-the-top dessert that is so good, everyone will come back for seconds. So what are you waiting for? Why not get our recipe for our candy bar cheesecake online, as well as a few other ideas on how to use up all that leftover Halloween candy? And if the kids won't share their candy with you, head to the store where it will be on sale tomorrow. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where every day we're looking for a spookier way for you to say, "Ooh, it's so good." Hey, that's mine.
When we come back at noon, we'll meet our pets of the week from the Dane County Humane Society.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I'm Joan Balwig, and I'm here to set the record straight. I support birth control, the life and health of mothers, extending postpartum care, and fertility treatments, including IVF. I'm Joan Balwig. I have always fought for Wisconsin moms, and I always will.
I, Kamala J.D. Harris, do solemnly swear.
Kamala swore an oath, but Kamala created crisis after crisis. Our troops murdered, an open border, crime in our streets, skyrocketing costs, assassination attempts, Americans abandoned during disasters, and we're on the brink of World War III. A broken oath and a broken America. Kamala can't be trusted in the Oval Office. Vote for President Trump and save America. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The problem with Todd Novak? He voted with his extreme party leaders 100% of the time, like voting against lower prescription prices. And Todd Novak authored the law to ban abortion in Wisconsin, with no exceptions for rape and incest. Todd Novak is with the extremists 100%, and he's hurting Wisconsin. Elizabeth Grabe will defend abortion rights, get more police funding, and bring down costs. Elizabeth Grabe for Assembly.
We know what Joan Balwig wants to do. Ban abortion and birth control. That's it. That's her plan. Sarah Kieski is focused on bringing costs down, and she has real plans to lower the cost of healthcare and housing, prescription drugs, and to cut your taxes. So if you want a candidate focused on banning abortion and birth control, that's Joan Balwig. For everyone else, there's Sarah Kieski. She's running for state senate to finally bring costs down.
Under Kamala, there's been a big hike in Medicare premiums. Social Security benefits don't go far with Kamala's inflation slamming seniors. Now Kamala wants struggling seniors to pay more Social Security taxes, while she gives Medicare and Social Security to illegals. That will doom Medicare. President Trump will make sure no one cuts Medicare or Social Security. Trump lowered Medicare premiums, and he'll end the tax on Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
I'm running for the Senate because I love our country, but sometimes I don't recognize it anymore. What is right has become wrong, and what is wrong has become right. Politicians like Tammy Baldwin have led us down the wrong path. It doesn't have to be this way. We can lower the cost of food and medicine, close our border, and stop the flow of deadly drugs. Let's work together to restore the American dream and give our children a brighter future. I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message, and I'm asking for your vote.
Sarah Kieski, she supports lifting revenue limits, allowing property tax rates to skyrocket unchecked. Kieski's backers want to ban natural gas to heat our homes, driving utility bills through the roof. That's Kieski's record, expensive and extreme.
Welcome back. Time for Potentially Yours. Lisa Bernard from the Dane County Humane Society is here with our pets of the week, and we got 2 of them once again this week. Hi, Lisa.
Hi. Sorry, I'm just moving. So my friend here, Wilder,
can be a little bit more on TV.
They're both a little shy right now.
They are, and a little tired. They were running around in the waiting area, just greeting people and having turns being held, and now they're ready for a nap.
Already, yeah, very popular items here in the workplace today. So tell us about these two.
So this is Wilder with a red mark, and this is Pike with the green. It's to tell them apart.
Because they look so similar, yeah.
They do look very similar, even though Wilder's slightly bigger. He's about 6 pounds, whereas Pike is about 4.5 right now.
Okay.
They're 2 months old.
Oh.
They just arrived on Tuesday from an overcrowded shelter in Oklahoma, and we're going to help them find a home, I hope,
Oh my
because they are just adorable.
Yes, they are so cute. And what kind of family do you think would serve them well?
I think any family who's going to want to work with a puppy, because obviously that is a lot of work. You're working with potty training, and if you're going to do crate training, and then showing them, these are appropriate toys, not my fingers, because they're going to go through teething, and just working with that socialization as well, because they get a little nervous sometimes, so they need to know that, I'm safe, I'm with my parents, and everything is good, and this isn't so scary. So
yeah, and of course they love the snuggles too.
They do, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying them.
I know, they're so content.
Sorry, I'm not sharing.
That's okay, that's okay. They're nice and content right now.
They are.
TV.
They're
right.
very, very sweet.
Lisa, thank you so much. We're gonna find them a home today. Dane County Humane Society has started a new education program to help shelter animals feel more comfortable around people. The Paws and Pages reading program allows participants to sign up to read to adoptable animals for after a quick orientation. In addition to helping animals, the Paws and Pages reading program helps kids improve their reading skills, and some can use the program to fulfill service hours. Readers ages 6 to 14 need a parent or guardian with them during the 30-minute session, while readers 15 years and older can attend sessions on their own. And yes, adults can also participate. And a positive update on last week's pets. You'll remember Rexy and Riley, the bonded dogs who love to snuggle, have been adopted. We love to hear that. If you're interested in adopting Wilder, Pike, or checking out the other animals at Dane County Humane Society, just go to giveshelter.org. Here's Kelly with the final check of your first warned weather.
Yeah, we got the winds howling out there. We've had some gusts up to 40 miles per hour, and that's going to be the story the rest of today, along with the colder temperatures. These are the sustained winds, as high as 28 mile per hour winds in Janesville and Mineral Point. Temperatures falling through the 50s into the 40s just in time for the trick-or-treaters later today. A much less windy day tomorrow. Good day to get out and rake some of those leaves, because we do not expect much wind tomorrow or Saturday. Wind does pick up on Sunday. That also brings us chance of rain, and we do warm up in the 60s with rain Monday and Tuesday.
Thank you, Kelly, and thanks for joining us. Let's find these two a home.